It's not good coffee. Hi there. Welcome to Pallet University and episode 8 of our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX Let's Play here on our channel. Now, last episode we saved Shiftry from the clutches of Zapdos. If you missed that, make sure you go back and watch, because some of the cutscenes in that were actually pretty cool. It's nice to be able to see like these things that I remember so well from like my childhood from this game, sort of animated in, you know, like a new sense that you can do so much more with the Switch than you could with a Game Boy Advance, obviously. So some of the new cutscenes and animations I think look great. And while that pixel art still always will, hold a place in my heart, I think this game just looks incredible. So with that, we are headed to the Hill of the Ancients, I believe is what we're doing. Gavin, good morning. Yesterday I did some checking around. Apparently the Hill of the Ancients is in the Great Canyon. We should get there right away, off to the Great Canyon. Huh? What's the matter? Listen, Cooper. Huh? What is it? Why do you try so hard? Why? What you need to ask? Why? What you need to ask? That must be a mistranslation. I'm very confused at what that's supposed to mean. Like, my first instinct says, what do you need to ask? I'm confused. Anyway, the hard work doesn't... You work so hard for others. For others? Come on, what do you think I am? We're friends, aren't we, Gavin? I want to do my best because it's for you. Gavin, again, was saying my name in every sentence. This is what... that's what this is about. So as always, let's try our best. Flappy Bird. A gift from the rescue organization to a hard worker like you. So we get some more. Wow, you could really be extremely over leveled at this point in the game. Like, with all the dojo tickets that I have right now, I could be like level 30 and there'd be nothing. Like, that would be so broken. Like, that'd be weird. I wouldn't like that. Okay, what do we have for TMs today? Solar Beam, which I wish Cyndaquil could learn, but it doesn't. Stone Edge, which I'm sure Larvitar learns. And then, none of these are very good. So I'll save my money for today. And then maybe I'll use it to buy a camp to get some more team members. Yeah, so let's... I'll do some getting ready to go to Hill of the Ancients, and then I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, so I decided to buy a camp. I bought the Safari camp before I went out to Hill of the Ancients, because I know you can find wild Tauros there, and that's Tauros' camp. But that had me thinking, I haven't actually been to the camps yet. So I want to see what that's like. Up ahead is where the rescue team camps are. Let's go see Patrick at the campgrounds. Patrick should be at the power plant camp. Okay. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh my god, I was literally just saying like at the beginning of this episode that the pixel art has such a place in my heart, and like this is the original pixel art. That's so cool. Gavin and Cooper came by. That's so cool. I love that. So, do they still level up? Magnemite? I don't remember what level Magnemite was last time we used him. But we might as well. You do not have a rare quality, so we might as well Yes. So that gives you a stat boost. And you got the rare quality PP pouch. Okay, that's a good one. Get stronger. What is that? Oh, okay. Interesting. Change nickname. Favorite. I don't want to say goodbye because I like Patrick. So apparently you can't say goodbye to Patrick. Interesting. That makes sense, though. But that's super cool. Let's see. Let's look at the scenery. That's very cool. So before, each of the friend areas, now camps, used to be like a place where you could go and walk around in, which was one of my favorite part of the games, is just seeing like the different habitats that different Pokemon live in. So I think that's super, super cool. So Sky Blue Plains, we don't have anybody there. We don't have anybody in the Safari because I just bought it. We have Suh and Dagster in the jungle. Corey in the Stump Forest. And then Fozzie and Sly here. So we'll go here. See what this place looks like. Can I look at the scenery here? Nope, wrong button. I really don't want to save that picture. You really don't have to do that. Okay, so looking at the scenery in the camp really only shows, just like, gets rid of the sprites. But that's okay. This is still very pretty. And you can see special ones. So like the little island sort of floating by itself in the upper left. Oh, it's probably right under my face, so I'll pick a different one. The one, the like mountain with all the rainbows, that's where Ho-Oh lives when you recruit it. The 3 islands in the upper right, that's where Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno live when you recruit them. So that's pretty neat how you can see all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. Anywho, we are going to the Great Canyon. Wait, what other Pokemon are... Excuse me? And like, I can buy... I don't yet have enough money to get Metagross's camp. But it's not that expensive. So that might be something I do off screen and then just kind of go through it until I either recruit it or get the shiny one. So that'd be pretty interesting. So yeah, let's depart. I also have some water besides my coffee because drinking coffee by itself to me is like just not good. Plus I try to stay hydrated, you know, try to stay healthy. This is the Great Canyon. The peak is called the Hill of the Ancients. According to Alakazam, the Hill of the Ancients is on 13th floor. Xatu should be there. Gavin, let's do our best. So yeah, I guess that's what I'll actually talk about in this episode, is coffee and water. Weirdly, oh, this is where you find native Dunsparce. Man. Alright, yeah, you guys can use different moves now. And please don't go after foes, please stay near me. So yeah, you can use all your moves again. And well, no, you cannot use all of your moves. You do not use Hyper Beam, thank you. But yeah, anyway, coffee and water. So, coffee. I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. I love coffee. As I talked about also last episode, I am extremely caffeine dependent. To the point where it's almost kind of a problem. And, relax, Zilla. It's not that serious. But yeah, to the point where it's kind of a problem, to be perfectly honest. But like, I am very much a coffee snob. I have to have like good coffee. And this coffee is not good coffee. It is like Starbucks brand ground coffee that you can like just buy the bag in Walmart. That's where I got mine. I used to buy K-Cups, but one, they're very much not like eco-friendly. K-Cups are very bad for the environment, actually. Just because there's so much plastic, and single-use things in general should be frowned upon, in my opinion. But sure, Skip Loom, you can hop on my team, I guess. But yeah, so anything single-use shouldn't be used, especially plastics. Single-use paper is still not good, but it's better because at least paper decomposes, you know? But what I use is I just buy those, plus just buying bags of coffee is much cheaper anyway. Because like buying a thing of K-Cups, what is it, like an 18 pack of K-Cups is like more than $20. And then, what is it? What the coffee that I buy by the bag, it's maybe 12 bucks a bag. Maybe closer to 15 depending on like what flavor and stuff you get. But no, stop it. I'm trying to go this way. Jeez. Anyway, coffee, yes. So the coffee I buy is maybe like 15 bucks a bag and tends to last me like months instead of like with drinking multiple cups of coffee per day. So like with K-Cups, that would last me maybe 2 weeks. And that's just not worth it. Plus all the waste, you know? But, man, there's just something about, like, K-Cup coffee that just tastes better, though. I'm not gonna lie. And same thing with going to Starbucks. Like, I don't think you can see it the way I crop my camera for this series. But on my, like, nightstand behind me, I have 2 cups of Starbucks coffee. That I've gotten just because there's a Starbucks like 2 blocks from my apartment, which is so dangerous. So dangerous. Both to my whatever organ handles your caffeine. I want to say it's your kidneys, but no, it's probably your liver. Yeah, it's dangerous for my liver, and also for my wallet because like buying Starbucks coffee at Starbucks is very expensive. Yeah, so that's my coffee. And like I mentioned that I always have to drink my coffee with water because coffee dehydrates you. Like yes, it is technically mostly water, but like it still dehydrates you. And just drinking more water in general is something everyone should do, including you. Drink some water right now. Be healthy. It's 2020, and people are actually out here not drinking water. So I try to drink about a liter and a... Vampy, I love you. Vampy is another one of my favorite Pokemon. I try to drink about 1.5 liters of water a day. One moment, please. This is what that looks like. I drink one of these of water every day. But I hate the taste of just like regular water. I don't know why. Like if it's not like flavored, I will not drink it. So like I buy like flavor things to put in my big bottles of water to make it so that I actually have like an incentive to drink it because it tastes good. And you can also buy some of those that have caffeine in them, which just kind of furthers my addiction. And just kind of continues the cycle of me needing coffee, which leads to more of me needing water. But yeah, it's caffeine addiction's definitely a big problem. Not just in like, not just with me, but like most of my office mates too. Because how many office mates do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. There are 2 other master's students and 1 other PhD student right now. We're gonna add probably another PhD student and at least 2 more master students next year. So the office will fill up quite a bit. We had a couple students who only did like half the year this year, which is why there's kind of a weird amount. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We have 4, 5. We actually have 5 empty desks in our office right now. No, I want to go see what Kecleon has in the shop. Yeah, there's 5 empty desks in our office right now. One of them is like exclusively for PhD students, but I'm pretty sure that we'll end up with another one next year. It's always neat to meet people, you know, other people who do what you do, but like different, you know, because like what my research is on is totally different than what my office mates' research is. Because let's see, so where I live in South Dakota is not far. It's about, depending on how fast you want to drive, because the speed limit's 80 out here, which blows my mind. But yeah, depending on how fast you want to drive, Badlands National Park is about half an hour to 45 minutes away. One of my office mates studies this collection, or like this dig site at Badlands National Park called the Pig Dig, which is a bit of a misnomer because they're not actually pigs. They're more closely related to whales, but they're just superficially they look like pigs. Skiploom, where are you going? Superficially they look like pigs, but they're not all that closely related to pigs. But basically it was an ancient watering hole back around, when was that? Oh, hello, Murkrow. Maybe I should turn off them throwing these rocks, because they run out of, we're gonna run out of them very quickly. Yeah, but it's this ancient, like, watering hole type environment. Roughly 40, no, less than that, 30-ish million years ago. I don't know that for sure. It's for reference, it's like late Oligocene, early Eocene. For anyone that happens to know the geological timescale out there, because God knows I don't. Not as well as I should anyway. But regardless, she studies like the chemistry of like all of these animals dying in this watering hole and how that has affected the chemistry of the rocks that we now have, which I think is super interesting. It's nothing I'd ever want to do because I don't like chemistry, but I think it's really interesting because, like, you know, when an animal dies, you know, it releases a bunch of nutrients into the soil, and that it becomes concentrated. And what one of our faculty members, like one of our teachers, what her research focuses on is like she did her PhD studying how like decomposing animals today affect the soil that's like underneath where they died, which she is hoping to be able to like translate back to paleontology by being able to examine rocks, which I think is, again, super fascinating. Nothing I'd ever want to do because it's too much chemistry for me. And then, let's see, our PhD student, he studies mostly carbon and some oxygen isotopes, basically used for telling so you can examine like the teeth fossils of certain types of animals, mostly herbivores, to tell what kinds of plants they ate. So I think that's also very, very interesting. Again, too much chemistry for me. The more members you have in your team, the more likely it is that Pokemon you battle against will want to be your friends. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll drink this. Get my Ember back. Thank you. Should probably eat something too, shouldn't I? And then, let's see, the third, besides me, master's student in our office studies the long-term effects of glue used when you take a fossil from being like outside when you collect it to being like in the lab. Like sometimes they're just not good quality, you know, so you have to glue them together. So it's really interesting that he studies like the long-term effects of that glue and like how it fares over time. Wait, why did I not step on that? That's weird. Come here, you. Yeah, so he studies long-term effects of that. I study basically comparing different localities, so like different fossil sites, to one another to see where they are in time in relation to each other. So basically comparing what animals are at different places to figure out which site came first, which one is older. That's mostly what I do. And we always focus on like different time periods too. Like I said, the one with like the watering hole place is about 30-ish million years ago. With the glue dude, his stuff focuses pretty much on all sorts of different fossils because we use glue for so many things in preparing fossils. And then me and the PhD student who does isotopes, we mostly study Miocene stuff because that's when horses were like everywhere. Like horses in the Miocene were like, what's a good example for today? I don't even think there is a good example for today. But like nowadays there's only a handful, maybe like 5 species of horses that are around today. But back then, oh my god, there were a dozen different genera, which is the plural of genus. So there were definitely in the double digits of species, probably closer to a couple dozen species just in North America, which is absolutely crazy. So that's the time period that I study, mostly because horse teeth preserve extraordinarily well, which is why, you know, our PhD student is using them for his isotope stuff. Wait, okay, Murkrow, what are you doing? You stay with the group. Don't make me use a reviver seed on you. Yeah, so horse teeth preserve very well, and around that time is when there was a big change in plant life. So around 7-ish or so million years ago, there's a really big change in plant life, just based on the type of plants that were around. So there's 3 different like groups of plants when it comes to like how they do photosynthesis. There's C4, C3, and then CAM plants, and they function fundamentally very differently, and you can tell one from another by looking at their carbon isotopes, because I think C4 plants take in the heavier carbon isotope. And based on that, you can tell, like, when you look at like isotope ratios in the teeth, you can tell whether they were eating more C4 or C3 plants based on the carbon isotope ratios. So it's really interesting. Once again, nothing I'd ever want to do. But carbon isotopes are kind of like the big thing in paleontology right now, especially like relatively recent paleontology, because some isotopes don't, are better preserved than others. So the longer time there is between, when the animal was alive and when we find it, the more degraded it's going to be. Larvitar, where are you going? Thank you. But yeah, so I mostly do, a lot of what I do is taxonomy, actually. Taxonomy and anatomy, which is sort of, stop it, stop moving. which like taxonomy and anatomy, like obviously anatomy will always be hugely important in paleontology, but being like a taxonomist, which is basically taxonomy is basically the study of how we give names to things. Being a taxonomist is pretty much on its way out. We don't really... You'd be hard-pressed to find someone who is like a hardcore taxonomist and that's all they do. Yes, you can join me, Aridos. Yeah, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to find a person who that's all they do. Especially for like a younger professional. Where are these stairs? Ideally, when I move on to my PhD, I would like to go into a relatively new field of paleontology, which is called... Thank you. I knew I bought that friend... Yes, and it's got the... yes, I knew I invested in that camp for a reason. Yes, Toros, please join us with your squad up ability. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So a relatively new field of paleontology is what I want to end up doing my PhD on, which is called conservation paleobiology, which is basically taking what we know about the past and applying it to conservation efforts like in the modern day. Because there are very few people who have a better understanding of extinction, you know, like the kind that we're going through right now, than paleontologists. So we'll talk. I'm sure I will make more videos specifically talking about that topic. Because I'm planning on making a general what is grad school actually like video. So that'll be out probably sometime in April, probably end of April. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, yes, we finally made it to the top, Gavin. Ooh, this is really pretty. This is the Hill of the Ancients. Look over there. Gavin, is that Zatu over there? How do I know? Like, I nodded, but I have no idea. Excuse me, are you maybe Zatu? Hello? Maybe he doesn't hear me. Hello? Hello? It's useless. He's not responding at all. Maybe he's sleeping while on his feet? Gavin, what should we do? Tickle him. Huh? Tickle him? Well, it's worth a try. And tickle, tickle, tickle. I love this part. Tickle, 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 tickle. Many tickles. Tickle, tickle, tickle. It's no good, Gavin. He's not responding. Huh? And then just busts out laughing. Like 2 minutes later. Oh, he's finally laughing now. Is he just dense? That's my favorite part of this entire sequence. Is he just dense? Quah! Yikes. Witness it. The sinking of the sun. Indeed. I am Zatu. You discerned my true identity. You are not of an ordinary sort. God, his eyes are so far apart. Guessed your identity? That's a bit much. No, I can tell this. You there. You are no ordinary Pokemon. You are... human, yes? Huh? How can you tell? All day, I stare at the sun, unblinking. It gives me sight for all things. The past and the future, too. If you know, please tell us, Zatu. Next to me is my friend Gavin. He woke up one morning as a Pokemon, without any memories as a human. Zatu, can you tell? You can tell, can't you? Please tell us. The calamities of nature. There have been many in recent times. They occur because the world's balance is upset, and you're becoming a Pokemon. They are tied together, inseparably so. Wait, Gavin becoming a Pokemon and the natural disasters? They're related? Correlation does not imply causation. As we'll see in just a second, that's a lesson that many people in the Pokemon world should learn. What do you mean? What does Gavin have to do with the natural disasters we've been seeing? What is it? Why'd you climb up? Please, tell us, please. There are bigger concerns. I am afraid. The world's balance, it must be restored, or the unthinkable shall befall our world. So you're just now telling somebody about this? I've never had this thought before. Like, you can see the future. Like, you know this is going to happen. And you're just now getting around to telling people about this. It's very irresponsible, Xatu. I would think that an all-seeing bird totem thing would know better. Anyway, huh? You're serious? The world, the unthinkable is coming? Every day I see it. The same future, every day. I dread it. Apparently not that bad. Xatu. I fear it. The world's destruction. The world's destruction? Isn't that a surprise? That Gavin was human. That's going to be useful. This should be interesting. God, it still bugs me that they don't do the tongue thing with Gengar. So, right there, before he left, he would have been like, "Huh," and then just stuck his tongue out. And, like, that was one of my, like, it's just a very quirky thing from the original games that I wish that they had kept. Oh well. Alright, so Skiploom, goodbye, thank you for the money. Murkrow, goodbye, thank you for the money. Breloom, goodbye, thank you for the money. Ariados, goodbye, thank you for your money. Tauros. Yes, you can very much stay in our camp. Do I want to give Tauros a nickname? Yes. Tauros nickname. I'm gonna give Ford. Because my sister's first car was a Ford Taurus. I don't know why. That was the first thing that just came to my head. So, this has been actually a pretty long episode now, so I'm going to end it off here. I believe we just have another day of filler. But I think this should be the last episode that I'm sort of bulk recording here. Because I need to do some editing. Because like I said, what day does this go out? Thursday, I think. Because I will have just gotten back from my conference yesterday. And I want to make sure I have enough time to edit all the videos that you've been seeing up until today. So it's probably going to be several days, assuming that I can get that editing done today. Potentially it will have been several days next episode from when I played this game, so it might be a little rusty next episode. So bear with me a little bit if I don't quite remember what's going on. Anywho, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, make sure to hit that thumbs up down below and subscribe. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Pallet_U to keep up on all things Pokemon science. We do also have a Patreon if you feel like this content is worthy of supporting in that way. And as always, there's a time and place for everything.